I should be live on Twitch and YouTube right now. Oops. Alright. Holy crap, that is not how you spell YouTube. Alright, wait, go to Twitch, mute the... There we go. So I got the desktop sound muted on both, only just cause like, I have my headphones off right now, so I mean, I don't think there's any point in, yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about. Alright, I'm just checking how my videos are doing on YouTube. If you guys don't know already, well, you shouldn't know. And if you do, then you're probably a stalker or my mom. But, yeah, so I just finished recording like 45 minutes ago. The part 3 to, the part 3 for, the Minecraft hardcore. Yeah, part 3, yeah. Jeez, I don't know, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna save my words for when we read. But, yeah. So, basically, I'm gonna kind of talk slowly so I don't, like, continuously mess up talking. But, so, what I did is, I recorded, probably spent like 5 hours on making the video because I played the game for at least 2.5 hours, like bare minimum 2.5 hours. Why does the Twitch stream keep going black? What does that mean? I don't know. Yeah, the stream keeps going black. I don't know if that's just my computer because I'm streaming and watching 2 different streams at the same time. But, well, yeah, I'm streaming on 2 different things and watching 2 streams, so I might video cancel. I don't know if that's just me. I don't know. But anyways, so yeah, I spent like 4.5, 5 hours making a video because 2.5 hours of playing the game, 37 minutes worth of recording, and then the other bits just like running through like in between the cuts. And then I spent a long time editing because I actually was trying to, because it's again like the Minecraft world, how I'm also doing it because of, cause to build, like, I'm a terrible builder in Minecraft, so I just build the world, and I'm basically just building as much as I can to try and get better. It was kind of seemed like that. I want to throw as many edits as I could, and then with those edits, make them better, and trying to make as good as a edited video as I could. And it ended up working out really well. I found diamonds in the video. I found, like, 8 diamonds, and, so what I did is when I found the diamonds, I did a cool little zoom, and it was really cool, and it worked pretty good, actually. It's so hard with the editor and do it. Well, it's not hard, it just takes time, because even for, like, 2 seconds worth of a zoom, what you have to do is find where you want the zoom to start, and then, go into the editing thing, do the one thing, and basically like the zoom slider basically, but it's not called zoom, so you have to look for that first, and then do the zoom thing, and then figure out where you want the zoom to end, hit cut or split, whatever it is, and then like split the video there, and then go back like half a second before the start of the zoom, and then also cut there, and then on the 2 halves, like when you cut on the first part to the left of the video that you cut out, then you have to go there and then put the zoom back to regular, and then do the same on the other side, and then that's how you do a zoom. And then I did a little bit of subtitles, like when I was counting the diamonds, like I put 1, 2, 3, 4, like to up to 8. Because I found it in a, like, one vein, which was cool. And then I did, like, after that, a couple words in subtitles. Then I stopped because you can only do a certain amount of, like, text things. Because I did the 1, 2, all that stuff, like, in separate things. Because I don't think there would be a way to do it in one thing. Anyways, you can only do it, like, up to 10. So I just did that. And then what I did is, well, I started exporting it. and then in the middle of it, it got like an error message. Whatever it was, probably because like I was using the free version and I put a lot of edits in, and it's a long video on top of all of that. So it's probably like, hey, dude, you're using the free version. It can't do that much. So then it got like taken off, and I was like, okay, that's annoying. I just spent like an hour and a half editing, but I also spent like half an hour of that editing looking at what to edit and like how to do it. But so then I was like, okay, whatever, I'll just make a new project and just re-edit it, and it wouldn't be absolutely terrible to do that. Did my stream just end on Twitch? Yeah, it did. Why does it keep doing that? It does that like every time. Is there something wrong with my like Twitch? It's weird. Yeah, I just finished my stream. Bro, you're actually joking. Why does it keep happening? And now I'm live again. Then that's annoying because that's two different streams. Oh my gosh. Anyways, as I was saying, so yeah, then I went to re-edit it, and then I realized that I had actually what am I trying to say? I had deleted the video, because I deleted like quite a bit of my videos off my computer because I was running out of room. So, and they were already published, and the one that I just recorded, I deleted because I thought it was gonna be fine, because I've been using Animatica or whatever this thing is, the free version even, for over a year now, and I've had nothing wrong using it. So I don't know why anything would happen. So again, I stopped it, and for some reason again something went wrong, obviously, and yeah. So that's annoying. And so yeah, now part 3 also. Yeah, you guys understand, I think. Alright, I'm gonna get back to reading. I don't know why my Twitch is freaking out. Nothing's wrong with my YouTube. I mean, like a little bit of buffering and stuff because it's YouTube. But like on Twitch, it just keeps it says the video download was canceled. Please try again. Error number 1000. Wait, I'm gonna search up just error 1000 Twitch. Usually this issue on Twitch is called by corrupted browsing data. As it turns out, most users encounter that. They'd resolve the issue by clearing the browsing history, however, it can also be due. Oh, that's weird. Why would I turn on most? Why would I need to clear the browsing history? That's kind of weird. I'll try it though. Hopefully it works. Clear browsing data. All time download history. Yeah, alright. Clear data. Okay. No. Redo that. Now, hopefully no error 1000s come up. And I'm also gonna search up how to update Chrome, just to make sure. Windows 11, just to make sure if I do have to update it, yeah. On a computer, Chrome, click more. Where is that again? Oh, more tools. Got that. Not what I'm looking for. What? Are you here? Wait, oh yeah, I think it is there. Okay. Click help. Help. Click help. About Google Chrome. Mount Google Chrome. Click the update. And it says Chrome is up to date. So that's kind of weird that the Twitch error code is coming up. I think I fixed it though. Again, not too sure. But I guess we'll see in a bit if it happens again. But now I'm actually going to get to my reading, because I need to do that. Okay, so first just stream lag, which is going to happen no matter what, I'm sorry. But I don't think, for some reason, the audio doesn't lag, but like the stuff lags, like, yeah. Okay, so I did off-camera reading at the same time. I read 3 chapters just because I wanted to get some reading in. I'll be reading 6 right now. But yeah, so what happened is Yvonne died. I don't know if I ended up reading that. I think I streamed that. Yeah, and so for Joseph, we know that his dad. Yeah, then what happened is like they end up starting to go back to Germany, and like there's like all the passengers go kind of crazy, but then for some reason the police like Pardon or whatever, Officer Pardon, I forget, he draws his gun and like threatens to shoot the whole crowd, and then like yeah, so instead of going back to Germany, Captain Schroeder said that they'll be going around bordering the states, asking like every state they run into if they're good to take in refugees. So yeah, and then for Mahmoud, they got to um Macadana or what Lesbos. Yeah, I streamed that, and then they got to, and then like his mom keeps. Oh, and I got error 1,000 again. That's kind of weird. I don't know why. I shouldn't be. Wait, help. Google Chrome. Yeah, Chrome is up to date, and I cleared my browsing history, so I don't know why that should be happening. Whatever. And, yeah, so Muhammad's mom keeps checking every single tense for, yeah, and then what happens is they take a taxi to the Serbia, I'm not sure how to say it, border, and, like, the guy, yeah, he charged 25 per person, and then they end up finding another taxi guy that's willing to take them all the way to where they have to go, I forget. But anyways, he takes it's $30 a person, but for some reason, anyways, they don't really care and they go. And Muhammad's asleep, and then he gets woken up because he was like, it feels like I just fell asleep like 5 minutes ago. There's no way it's already been 2 hours. And then they're stopped in like the middle of the road, and then their driver turns around with a pistol pointed at them, and then it ended. So, yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. Anyways. Alright, Joseph, off the American coast, 1939, 21 days from home. Miami. They weren't even a day out of Havana, and already the St. Louis is passing the American city. It was so close you could see it from the ship without binoculars. Joseph and Ruthie hung over the rails like everyone else, pointing out hotels and houses and parks. Joseph saw highways and white square office buildings, skyscrapers, and hundreds of little boats at the harbor. Why couldn't they just pull in to the Miami dock there? Why wouldn't the United States just let them in? There was so much land they didn't have buildings on it. There was so much land that didn't have buildings on it. Miles and miles of palm trees and swamps as far as the eye could see. Joseph would take it. He would live there. He would live anywhere as long as it was away from the Nazis. At airport, an airplane circled the ship. Its propeller... Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was airplane. It was just like... Yeah, okay. Its propeller buzzing like a hornet. Newspaper photographers, one of the passengers guessed out loud. Joseph knew by now this St. Louis was big news the world over. Was big news the world over. That the St. Louis, I think that's what it is, was big news the world over. What? That doesn't make any sense. So, this is what it says. Joseph knew by now that the St. Louis, whatever you call it, was big news the world over. It's supposed to say all world over? What? Big news the world over. I don't know if I'm like missing something. I don't know if that is proper grammar and I'm just not very smart, but Joseph knew by now that the St. Louis was big news the world over. Was big news all over the world? That would make sense. Big news the world over. Okay, so I'm just gonna... Joseph knew by now that the St. Louis was big news the world over. Newsreel camera crews had followed the ship out of Havana Harbor on little boats, yelling out the same questions all the passengers had. Where would they land? Oh my gosh, the stream is... Jeez. Who would take the Jewish refugees? Would they end up back in Germany? That afternoon, a U.S. Coast Guard cutter cruised alongside the St. Louis, its officers watching them through binoculars. One of the other children guessed the cutter was there to protect them, to pick up anyone who jumped overboard. Just making sure they don't try and get into the States, I think. Joseph thought it was to make sure that the St. Louis didn't steer for Miami. Yeah, like I said. Some of the children, like Ruthie, still played games on and swam in the pool, and they were close enough to America for some of the teenagers to pick up a New York Yankees game on their radios. But most of the adults walked around like they were at a funeral. The happy mood of the voyage to Cuba was gone forever. People spoke little and socialized less. The movie theater was deserted. No one went to the dance hall, except for Joseph's mother. For days she had mourned Joseph's father, had become Joseph's father by locking herself in their cabin. But with the announcement that the St. Louis was leaving Cuba, leaving without her husband, something in her flipped like a switch. She cleaned herself up, put on makeup, did her hair, dumped the contents of her suitcase on her bed, put on her favorite party dress, and went straight to the dance hall. All right. She'd been there ever since. Holy crap. I don't know how long they've been, but, that's a long time. Joseph's mother was dancing by herself when he went to find her. A paper moon and stars still hung from the ceiling, decorations left over from the party when they had all thought they'd be leaving the ship for Cuba. Joseph's mother saw him in the doorway and hurried over to him. She pulled Joseph with her onto the dance floor and said, "Dance with me, Joseph." This is kind of confusing, but she took his hands into hers and led him into a waltz. We didn't pay for all those dance lessons for nothing. The dance lessons had been a lifetime ago, back before Hitler even. Back when his parents thought Joseph would be going to dances as a teenager, not running from the Nazis. No, Joseph said. He was too old to dance with his mother. Okay. Too embarrassed. Okay, that makes more sense. I was gonna say, yeah. Oh my gosh, why do I keep getting error with number 1,000? And there were more important things to think about right now. What's going on, Mama? Why are you doing this? It's like your happy papa's gone. She twirled in his arms. Did I ever tell you why you're named Joseph, she asked. No. You're named after my older brother. I didn't know you had a brother. Joseph's mother danced like her life depended on it. Joseph died in the Great World War. My brother, Joseph, at the Battle of the Somme in France. Somme? I don't know. It's Somme. Joseph didn't know what to say. His mother had never talked about her brother before. His uncle. He realized he would have had an uncle. You can live life as a ghost, waiting for death to come, or you can dance, she told him. Do you understand? No, Joseph said. The song ended, and Joseph's mother took his face in both of her hands. You look just like him, she said. Joseph didn't know what to say to that. I'm sorry for the interruption, the band leader said, but I have just been told that there's a special announcement on the A deck social hall. Yeah, social hall. I thought it said special hall for a second. Joseph's mother pouted because the music had stopped, and Joseph knew it was worse than that. He couldn't have said why, but he was sure deep down in the pit of his stomach that this would only be bad news. The worst. What? How does music... Okay, whatever. His mother took his hand and squeezed it. Come on, she said with a smile. That's kind of weird, though, that she's, she goes from, depressed, locked in her room, to randomly, putting on, makeup and a nice dress and everything, and then going into basically abandoned social hall, just dancing for, hours. But, I mean, whatever, that's okay. The social hall was already full when they got there. Oh, yeah, I thought... Never mind. Oh my gosh, I just got another... Okay. In the front of the room, under the giant portrait of Adolf Hitler, stood a committee of passengers who had been working with the captain on a solution for their problem. From the looks on their faces, they had not come up with one. When the head of the committee spoke, he confirmed all of Joseph's worst fears. Okay, I was scared then. The United States has refused us. We are heading back to Europe. The outburst was instantaneous. No. Hey. Okay, so wait. The outburst was instantaneous. I think that's a word. I think I've heard it. I don't know. Cries, gasps, tears. Joseph cursed for the first time he had ever cursed in front of his mother. She didn't react at all, and it made Joseph feel both a little ashamed and a little bolder at the same time. You mean we're going back to Germany? Someone yelled. Not necessarily, a committee member said, but we must stay calm. Calm, Joseph thought. Was that insane? Was the man insane? Calm? How can we stay calm? A man asked out loud, echoing Joseph's thoughts. The man's name was Ponsner. Joseph had seen him before on the ship. A lot went on. His face was twisted with anger, and he spat his words. We were released only on condition that we leave Germany immediately. For us to return means one thing, going back to those camps. That could be the future of every man, woman, and child on this ship. We will not die, we won't return, and we will not die, the crowd chanted. Oh. Out of the corner of his eye, Joseph saw Schneidick lingering in the doorway. Schneidick grinned at the panic in the room, and Joseph felt his blood begin to boil. Ladies and gentlemen, said the head of the committee, the news is bad, that we all realize. But Europe is still many days away. That gives us and all of our friends time to make new attempts to help us. I feel like they should just, go to, England or something. Just become a tea addict and eat some crumpets sometimes. Joseph's mother pulled him away. Come, Joseph. Somebody will think of something. Let's dance. Why is she so, fixated on dancing? I mean, I'm not saying wanting to dance is bad, but she's, her, life goal is to just dance all the time, which, again, is also fine. But I mean, in this kind of situation, the only thing she thinks of is to let's dance. Joseph didn't understand why his mother wasn't upset. Yeah, that too. Why she suddenly didn't seem to care anymore. They were about to be taken back to Germany, back to their deaths. Joseph let his mother pull him to the door, then broke away. No, Mama, I can't. She smiled sadly at him and ducked past Schneidick, who leaned against the door frame. You should do as your mother says, boy, Schneidick said. These are your last free days. Enjoy them. When you go back to Hamburg, nobody will ever hear from you again. Joseph went back to the yelling passengers, his anger rising like the tide. There had to be something they could do, something he could do. The passenger who'd spoke up, Ponzer, pulled him aside. You are Aaron Ladau's son, Joseph, yes? I'm sorry about your father, he said. Joseph was tired of hearing people's condolences. Yes, thank you, he said, trying to move on. The man grabbed his arm. You were among the children who went to the engine room and the bridge, yes? Joseph frowned. What was this all about? And you're a man now. Oh, sorry. One of my friends are messaging me. Sorry. I know I'm, completely stopping, but... And my stream just completely shut down again. No, it didn't. Never mind. I thought it did. They're safe, but... Okay. You know what? Never mind. Yeah. Are you ready? It was Ponzer. He stood in the shadow of the smokestack, looking around nervously. Joseph nodded. He had agreed to take over the ship. He had to do something, and this was the only thing he could do, sorry. What about Schneidick and his firemen? Joseph asked as they walked. What? I almost just skipped 3 pages. I think I've actually done that before. Or I've just skipped like a whole bunch of pages because like they were like stuck together. Because now that I think about it, like pages have felt like that, and I just noticed because I just looked at the page number, but I've never done that, so that sucks. But we've got a distraction for them now on D, or we must move fast. I mean, the rest of the group came together near the social hall. There were 10 men, including Joseph, and they all carried metal candlesticks and pieces of pipe. Some of the men were Papa's age, like Ponzer, and some of them were in their 20s. Joseph was by far the youngest, obviously. 10 men, Joseph thought. A minyan. 10 Jews came together not to worship, but to mutiny. Ponzer put a small length of lead pipe in, in Joseph's hand. I thought he was going to say a small length of lead pipe in Joseph's head. Like just jammed it right into his forehead. And suddenly the weight of what Joseph was about to do was very real. Lead on, Ponzer said. Joseph took a deep breath. There was no turning back now. He led his fellow mutineers into the maze of crew corridors. Just outside the bridge, in the chart room where all the maps were stored, they came across Ostermeyer, the first officer. He looked up from the map cabinet with surprise, but before he could do anything, Ponzer and one of the other men grabbed him and pushed him through the door to the bridge. Joseph was startled about how rough they were being with Ostermeyer. But he tried to swallow his fear. He just shouldn't have done that. Like originally when he was like, "Hey, do you went on the like tour thing to see where the thing was?" He was like, "No, I was like with my dad or something." He could have made a pretty good excuse and not done this. He shouldn't have done this at all. Taking over the ship wasn't going to be easy, and this was only the start. There weren't as many people on the bridge as there had been when Joseph visited. Just 1 officer and 3 sailors. The sailor at the ship's helm saw them first, and he let go of the steering wheel to drive for an alarm. One of the passengers got to him first, slamming into the helmsman and sending him tumbling to the floor. The mutineers quickly surrounded the other sailors, threatening them with their makeshift clubs. Jeez. And they had done it. Just like that, they had taken the bridge. Well, that was pretty easy. Joseph's heart raced as he looked around, wondering what was next. Stretched out before them was a great green-blue Atlantic Ocean. But now that I think about it, actually, Joseph's, gonna get, arrested the second they get to land. Or even, on the ship, throw them into, a mini prison. And, tortured. And when they go back to Germany, he's gonna get sent to a concentration camp, too. Not only because he's 13 and of age to go to a concentration camp, which sounds terrible, but because that's what they said at the beginning, but, yeah. Joseph's heart raced as he looked around, wondering what was next. Stretched out before them was the great blue Atlantic Ocean, and beyond that, still days away, Germany and the Nazis. Up on the little platform at the back of the room, the steering wheel teetered back and forth, and Joseph wondered crazily if he should jump up there and turn the ship around himself. Send for the captain, Ponzer told the first officer. Warily, Ostermeyer. That I feel like I'm not saying that right because it looks, not how to say it, but went to the ship's intercom and summoned Captain Schul to the bridge. As soon as Captain stepped onto the bridge, he understood what was happening. He spun to leave, but Joseph and one of the other men blocked his exit. "Who's in charge here?" Captain asked. What do you mean by all of this?" Ponzer stepped forward. "We mean to save our lives by taking over the ship," he said, "and sailing it to any other country but Germany." And why don't they go to, again, like I said before, England or somewhere? Captain put his hands behind his back and walked to the middle of the bridge. He looked out on the ocean, not Ponzer. "The other passengers will not support you, and my crew will overpower you," he said matter-of-factly. "All you are doing is laying yourselves upon to charge of piracy." Yeah. Ponzer and the others looked around at each other nervously. Joseph couldn't believe they were so easily losing their resolve. I don't know why. Wait, we'll hold you here as hostages, Joseph said. They'll have to do as we say. Even Joseph was surprised he'd spoken up, but his words seemed to do little more steal back in the... gosh, alright. Oh, and I just lost my page. It was like 256. I'm looking. Yep, okay, I'm good. Oh, gosh. Okay. Captain turned to look at Joseph. The crew will obey only me, he said calmly, and I will give no order no matter what you do, and that will take my ship off its set course. And without that order, you can do nothing. What will you do? Pilot the ship yourself? Joseph blushed and stared at the ground, remembering his crazy urge to take the wheel. Just one thing that I don't understand is I feel like Joseph just should have just told them where to go instead of going himself. I wouldn't have. If he said like either like you have to go, then I just wouldn't have done it. But yeah. His crazy urge to take the wheel when he didn't even know how to work it or where to go. Captain helped his fallen helmsman back to his feet and led them to the steering wheel. The man was still shaking from the attack, but he took the helm and straightened the ship on course. You have done enough already for me to prefer serious charges on you, Captain said, still frustratingly even keeled. If I do, I can assure you that you will most certainly be taken back to Germany, and you know what that means. Joseph steamed. He did know what that meant, but did Captain really know? How many Germans really understood what was happening in those concentration camps? Joseph knew, because his papa had told him, had shown him, when he jumped overboard and tried to kill himself. Joseph wasn't about to let his mother and sister end up in one of those camps. You would do that to us? One of the men asked the captain. You are doing it to yourselves, Captain said. Listen, I understand and sympathize with your desperation, Ponzer huffed. You have no idea what we've been through, any of us. Captain nodded. No, you're right, but no matter what's been done to you, what you're doing right now is a real criminal act. By law, I should have you all thrown in the brig. What's a brig? Is that like prison? Brig. Oh, it's a type of ship. What? By law, I should have you all thrown in the brig. This is what a brig is, apparently. See, brig, type of ship. That's... what? Wait, I'm gonna search up what's a brig, just to make sure. What's a brig? Brug. I can't... oh my god, I can't type. Alright, what's a brig? A brig. Oh, okay, a prison, especially on a warship. Okay, because it says a noun. The brig sailed on the coast of Norway to avoid capture. So brig, the ship, but also a prison, especially on a warship. The crew threw him in the brig. Okay, that makes sense. So it's like basically a prison on a boat. Okay, yeah, I thought it'd be something like that.